A cheap, stylish, and robust pickup truck is just what everybody's looking for. With high prices by Ford and their F-150s are gone through the roof. Ram, they just can't get the pricing right because we all know that paying $90,000 or $100,000 is just way too much. And GM, forget about it, they're not even adjusting prices. The Toyota Tacoma and Tundra, well, they're stratospheric as well. So what we've been protected by for so many years is what they call the chicken tax. And the chicken tax is literally a major tariff that the Americans have put on import automakers. Now, the unfortunate part for some of these brands, they're quivering in their boots because there's new competition looming. And of course, vehicles from Ford with prices like on an F-150 Lariat, we have a sticker price here of $89,000, $720. Clearly very expensive, but we also have vehicles like this one right here, which is a little Ford Escape. These aren't all that cheap either. And we look around, very basic little vehicle. This is an active Escape all-wheel drive vehicle, has some nice chrome detail. It's a pretty little unit, but there's a whole host of issues we'll talk about in a second. And did you realize even these vehicles here are going for a massive $39,919? The eyes, I gotta scratch the eyes a little bit. 39 grand, so $40,000 out the door with taxes, extras. This thing's going to cost you close to $50,000 for a basic Escape. So paying $80,000 or $90,000 for a light-duty XLT pickup truck or almost 200 grand for a souped-up supercharged version just doesn't make a lot of sense for a lot of buyers. And while the Ford Maverick has been a very popular truck, there's a special ingredient. What is that? Well, it's a hybrid. Small, four-cylinder engine, hybrid drivetrain, cost-effective, simple, small, lightweight, but affordable. That's what people are looking for. But GM, on the other hand, promises to go full electric. They promise to ramp up their number of vehicles that are hybrid or electric vehicles coming up in 2025 because some of their trucks are not selling. Their full-size trucks, even though they're going to fleets, a lot of their retail sales are just gone down to the dumpers. For example, here's some prices. So GM has to come up with something a little bit more cost-effective. Well, if you want a mid-size pickup truck, they have a lot of great selections. But look at what we've got here. This is pretty much what GM's got. Their full size. It's got the Duramax with the Allison transmission, 6.6 liter turbo diesel here. Obviously with the Denali right here, HD. That means you're getting sunroof, leather, the whole 9 yards. This is the full meal deal. This is the Big Daddy King Pop here. Of course, we have the dual rear wheels here. And this literally will have every option known to Chevy's mankind. As we circle around, definitely a pretty interesting bold grille on these vehicles. I like the style. As you can see, HD right here. I definitely like these intricate headlights. And naturally, there we are, these big bold mirrors. Beautiful. But there's the sticker on it. And we have a, what is that? Sierra Denali four-wheel drive crew cab. And there's a pile of options here. So it's fairly well loaded. But $120,000. And while Chevy promises that between Chevrolet and General Motors, GMC brand, they've actually outpaced Ford for light-duty trucks sales in the first quarter. Now, unfortunately, Ram, well, they've got another storyline. While we've seen some major price slashes, I've seen prices come down from 10, 15, I've even seen $18,500 off of specialized Rams just because they're not selling. They're also offering up better interest rates because they're not selling their trucks, their cars, their SUVs, and their full-size trucks. But can you blame customers? I mean, with prices like this. I mean, I just found a truck that's very similar to my old 2003 Ram, but when we bought mine was barely over $28,000. And here we have a very simplistic, more entry-level pickup truck, Ram right here. Sure, you get the chrome tips, and it does come with the Hemi, and this one's 4x4. Mine wasn't 4x4, but it came with the 4.7. So there's quite a differential, but it does have the plastic handles like this. It definitely has plastic mirrors, simpler wheels on these vehicles. This comes with a 5.7 Hemi Ram 1500. And of course, this is the classic, as you see right here, the 1500 Classic, definitely more of a base truck. And what do we look over here? The sticker actually tells us 2023 1500 Ram Express Crew 4x4, $64,000. So as a lot of you viewers have commented in my videos that everybody just needs a break. They need a low-cost, affordable, and reliable truck. Nobody wants to pay $70,000, $80,000, $90,000 for a half-ton, and definitely nobody wants to pay 120 grand for a diesel. And literally everybody's backs are broken with the sheer cost of living. The crisis is real. inflationary rates on housing. We can't help but say in the big cities like Vancouver, Toronto, New York, Los Angeles, Miami, all the prices are through the roof. People can't afford to live. They can't afford to rent or buy a property. Food prices are getting out of hand and vehicle prices are almost even worse. But what if I said that we have a new truck looming and it might be available that looks a lot like a pickup truck that Ford makes, but even more importantly, it can be had for half to possibly 5/8 of the price of a modern day Ford. And what if I also told you it had a 430 combined horsepower, it was hybrid, it could tow 5,511 pounds, and it had a payload capacity, that's what you could throw in the box, of 1,841 pounds, and can scoot along 0 to 60 in about 5.7 seconds, make it actually a punchy little performer. Well, there's this new up and coming plug-in hybrid electric vehicle, and it's a pickup truck. It's very attractive, and guess what? It's staged in Mexico. And yes, it's the BYD brand from China, who's now engaging with Mexico to manufacture some BYD products on American soil so they can be shipped up to Canadian and American buyers. Bye-bye, chicken tax. And some big news is it has this 12.8-inch rotatable screen that everybody can enjoy. It also has a 12-inch display, heads-up display, lots of embedded technology that everybody's accustomed to. It's adaptable to Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, so it has all the tech that everybody expects for fractions of what you're getting from the American market. So this new pickup truck, dubbed the 2024 BYD Shark, which again is manufactured more China, Mexico route, and hopefully exported into the Canadian and US markets, will definitely have a lot to offer. With a combination of a full tank of gas and full charge, because it is a plug-in electric hybrid, you're going to anticipate well over 500 miles of total range. And the BYD Shark has direct competition with the Ford Ranger, the Chevy Colorado, as well as the Toyota Hilux and the Nissan Navara. Now, from a styling perspective, the Shark looks very much like a Ford. There's accents that look a lot like the Lightning. They have the embossed, punched out labeling on the back, on the grille, as well as on the tailgate, and it looks very boxy and masculine. It looks very utilitarian and a tough looking pickup truck. It does promise to come with about 128.3-inch total wheelbase end to end, so it's very much going to feel almost like a full-size pickup truck in practice. So it's also going to feel very utilitarian with big toggle switches. It's going to have a very big, aggressive, bulky type shifter, and it's got extra storage capacity below just for all of your other knickknacks, cell phones, and whatnot. So what's the motivation of this? Well, it comes with a 1.5-liter 4-cylinder engine and 2 electric motors. Now, the BYD reps actually say that it can charge from 20% charge all the way up to 80% in about a half an hour. It's not exactly earth-shattering, but it gets it done. Remember, it is a plug-in electric hybrid vehicle, so you're not totally reliant on the battery charge, and you can still drive away on pure gasoline. Now, while I'm a little mixed, I'm not a big fan of 4-cylinder engines and pickup trucks, the fact that it's augmented with these electric motors means that 430 horsepower will still gracefully move this pickup truck down the road with ease. Some very cool, interesting technology. It has a dual off-road mode. It also comes with an intelligent all-wheel drive system with a virtual differential that actually prevents wheel slip. It has 3 distinctive off-road modes: sand, mud, and snow. So while this truck may not necessarily appeal to the die-hard pickup truck fans, we know most of them like the good old-fashioned V8s, Dodge Ram, the 5.7 Hemis, the 5-liter Coyote, as well as a 6.2-liter from GM. The fact remains is Ford is outselling the vast majority of any one of their other trucks with the little Maverick, and it's a small, diminutive 4-cylinder engine and a hybrid drive. That's clear signals that the industry is ready for something smaller, more affordable, lower cost, and certainly easier at the gas pump. And this new truck by BYD called the Shark is almost guaranteed to satisfy 70% of that market space. This isn't here to replace a full-on Raptor. This isn't here to replace the biggest Dodge Ram that you can get. But this is to satisfy a market that's growing of people that don't have the money to buy that $90,000 pickup truck. And I'll reserve my judgment on the quality, the fit and finish. I haven't yet seen it. However, they're taking orders very shortly, as it will be available in Mexico in the upcoming weeks. And with all of that said, we know that car ownership is no longer a given. Not everybody can actually afford a car. 15 or 20 years ago, just about everybody could. It was almost a rite of passage. And now a lot of people are relegated to walking, riding their bikes, or taking the public transit just because they can't afford the prices of these new cars, SUVs, and pickup trucks. With all of that said, definitely want to check out that video, because that's all talking about car ownership, how it's now out of reach and people are crying for help. Hope to see each and every one of you on the next one. We'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.